vendor strategic partner is very critical at this stage. As a nuclear project organization, the earlier we identify the vendor strategic partner, the better for us to streamline our training activities and to focus the project development activities. So we issued, with the support of the Ministry of Energy, what we call request for information. We issued it to 5 vendor countries, seeking technical and financial contractual information with respect to the technology and the project. So we also indicated for both large and small modular reactors. For large reactors, we set out the criteria that the power plant should be in operation. For SMRs, we know at the moment there are no SMR in operation, probably with the exception of the floating reactor that the Russian Federation has developed. But the rest are all in the pipeline, and we expect some to be in operation, let's say 2028. So we set the criteria that for SMRs, the planning should be set that the plant will be operational by 2028. We're also looking at the criteria in terms of fuel supply, criteria in terms of local content, ease of transfer of technology to local people, especially to the industries, the industrial involvement, the experience of the vendor country in similar projects, either in their own country or abroad, the cost implications, how they manage the project in terms of timelines, in terms of managing the cost escalation, in terms of completing the project within the scheduled time. So all these are some of the technical information that we are seeking. Also, we're looking at the issue of the ease of the applicability of the technology in relation to our local conditions. So all these are some of the technical information. On the financial information, we're looking at the expected cost of the technology. Also the mode of financing, whether there are options for vendor support and at what conditions are those options available, the various project structure, whether we are hoping for, whether it's just a typical EPC arrangement or with financing support, whether BOT, and all those kind of arrangements. So these were some of the information that we were seeking, plus other information as well. So we issued it to 5 vendor countries. All of them responded, with the exception of one that for technical reasons and the level of and the magnitude of project development in their country, they are of the view that within the time frame that we were looking at, they will not be able to participate, and that is India. So with the exception of India, we have received responses from Russia, from China, from US, and then also from South Korea. In all, is over 10 companies from these 4 countries. We have also issued the RFI to France, and they are in the process of submitting their response. So when they do, which we expect roughly by the end of November, not end of November, by mid of November, we should have about 5 different countries that responded to the RFI. I must also say that we also received responses from Canada, even though originally we did not submit the RFI to the Canadian Embassy in Ghana, but the Canadian companies actually got to know of it through the submission to the US. And so we have about 2 companies from Canada that also submitted. So what we're doing now is to technically review the submissions, both the technical information and the financial information, review the submitted information, and put a report together with recommendation to the minister, as Ministry of Energy, for onward discussion with the government for a decision to be made in terms of the strategic partner. So we planning to ensure that before the end of this year, this report will be submitted to the ministry, and we believe the government will deliberate on it, and then we hope to make a decision on the strategic partner so that we move the project forward in more focused and direct manner.